And we're live. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on this beautiful Wednesday. Hope you, if it's daytime for you, hope you had a chance to get out in the sun if there's sun shining, or even just get outside any which way. Put your bare feet, bare skin somewhere on the earth, touch a tree. It's always a good practice. I spent my rising out in the sun, just laying on the grass, and it was beautiful. It was lovely. So yeah, as always, we've got Toni here with us behind the scenes. So thank you for being here, Toni. And for anyone who's tuning into this show, this series for the first time, just a little introduction. We take questions from the community related to health, and we do our best to answer them. And so grateful to have Toni Weel with us, because Toni is she's a licensed practitioner for detox specialty, and she studied under Dr. Morse and is still studying under Dr. Morse, and taking that practice into her own experience by helping people of all sorts, of all different ailments, to sort of rebalance and come back to our period of stasis. So, and this is mostly done by eating fruit. You know, fruit is the most cleansing, detoxing thing we can consume. And then if we need a little bit of extra boost, sometimes herbs and herbal formulas can be helpful as well. But really getting our body into an alkaline state with introducing the proper food is going to solve all problems. So if you've listened to any of these shows, you'll hear a sort of default answer that we always give. It's like, you got to start with what you're consuming. You got to start with your what you're putting into your vessel. And if you want to find true health, it has to be fruit oriented. So yeah, so with that said, thank you for being here, Toni, and just wanted to open up to you for any introductory words or anything else you'd like to say.
Well, the funny thing is, well, Neil, I should start differently. I'm happy to be here and happy, to be able to help whoever is listening. What I wanted to get into was something that you just said, lay on the grass outside. And I was like, if I'm going to do that, they're probably going to arrest me here. So I wish.
Really? What? Why do you say that? Just
yeah, well, I live in a 55 plus community. 55 plus means 80 plus, and I'm not nearly there yet, but they are retired, and they don't have much else to do than complain often.
Yeah. The people.
There are a lot of wonderful people here, but there are some things that they would look at it like, what is this? So no, laying in the grass, they probably think I dropped dead or something.
Yeah, come check on you. Say
and I have no intention to do so for quite some time.
Right.
Yeah, it's these days when I look at what information is coming in through, I don't watch mainstream media, so we don't even need to discuss that. But what comes into all the other channels, we all know what it is. It's all about, I don't even know if we can use the word, but like let's call it C19, and everybody knows what it is. And I actually got two questions about that, so let's start with that part. And I did send you a video from Dr. Morse, who beautifully explained it. And when it comes to it, it's actually, when people ask, how do you treat it? You don't treat it. And the way that you protect yourself and your body is by eating healthy. So we always come back to what we need to do to get our body in that healthier state. And I feel that when you are listening to us, then you're ready to give that a go and transition into healthier lifestyle, the alkaline lifestyle. You already mentioned a few things. And food is a part of that. And it's easy for us to say, we could start with, okay, all you need to do to get better is eat fruit. Okay, we're done. it's not that easy, but you start at any time. You start with leaving out the food that made us all sick, and have our immune system, which is actually the lymph system, have that, well, you could say damaged. Our kidneys are damaged, our liver, in everything, because of what we eat and bread, and what is in the water. It's everywhere. It doesn't matter if you talk about parasites. We know the parasites in the meat. I think most of us have been meat eaters. Some stopped a long time ago, others only shortly. But yeah, we have parasites in us, and we need to get rid of them. It's part of getting healthier. We have microorganisms in us, fungus, we have sulfur in us. It all needs to go. That is what makes you healthier. Is it the big stories about the, what is it, ivermectin, I think, the horse medicine or whatever. I don't know. I just saw something for fleece for cats, and it had ivermectin on it, and I was like, am I seeing this correctly, or I have to check that again? But anyway, it's what you can do is eat better. Leave out the coffee, the sodas, the alcohol. Stop smoking. Leave out the meat, the cheese, the dairy, the yogurts. That is all dairy, but just to make a point, some people don't believe that cheese and yogurts are dairy. It is. And eggs, and you get well on your way. Now, we don't use herbs as a treatment for a disease, because there are no such thing as diseases. There's high acidosis in the body. And if you wonder, well, why does one get sick on this place and another one has cancer in the lungs and another one has it in the bones? It has to do with your past, with your genetics, with what is the weaker point in your body. And that is where the weak spots is where it starts. And cancer is the highest form of acidosis in the body. So is it something that you have to be afraid of? No, not if you know what you can do about it. You are all in control. And yeah, when I get going, I think I covered all the questions. Then I'll stop.
Well,
You
no,
can ask it.
it's very well said, and it's taking the power back, taking our sovereignty back, saying I am responsible for this body. I'm responsible for what goes into it. I'm responsible for how I treat it. And if we treat it like shit, it's gonna make us feel like shit. It's quite simple. So when we get back to this alkaline state, and you mentioned ivermectin, which I think can be helpful for people who are so far gone and need a sort of a little boost, because it does kill parasites quite well. And parasites, candida, all of these are contributing factors to a lot of diseases that we face, whereas there's not really any diseases, there's just acidosis. And the only time that parasites thrive is in an acidic environment. So it all, literally, the solution for everything is to get to that alkaline state. If we can do that, then all the other problems fade away. So people who are looking for a quick fix with something like ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine, like, sure, if you're in a life-threatening situation, it could help rebalance you in that moment. But if we're always looking for quick fixes, if we're always looking for these sort of ways to get away from the truth, we're never going to get there. And so we have to take responsibility and say, you know what, I need to take full ownership of everything that goes into this body, and say no more for the toxins. And that's the only way we're going to find true health. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I think it's important to stress, and people get into this idea with like med beds and things like that too. Like that's going to be the cure all end all for everything, which sure, they might help, and they're going to help give people an opportunity to sort of rebalance themselves, but it is not a long-term solution. We have to take ownership of the full process and say, no more toxins, no more toxic food, So yeah, that's about all I got on that.
Yeah, the thing is, when you start using pharmaceuticals, you have to detox it out again. So it's usually acid in an already acidic body. And it's kind of what you mentioned. It takes away from your own responsibility, and then you can keep doing what you were doing. That is the problem with all the pharmaceuticals. It's like, oh, I just want a pill, and then I can, eat whatever I want to eat because I like it so much. And I definitely can see that is not easy. I mean, it's my struggle too, and I think we all go through that. And that is, I love certain food, and do I really miss it? It's like with meat. I was never a big meat eater, but I was definitely a cheese eater, and it was difficult the first year, but I haven't touched it. The weird thing is now, after what is it, 5 years, I think. Yeah, it's close to 5 years now that I haven't had it. It doesn't even come up to try it again or have a craving for it. But we always come back to those darn avocados. It is always me. And my downfall in after I ate it, I don't even feel good. So it's like, no, don't buy them. That's the first thing. Go shopping when you have a full stomach, you load it up on grapes or apples or whatever you eat, and then go shopping. And then you may not fall into the trap, or I have to talk about myself. I may not fall into that trap of getting avocados. It's yeah, but what I really want to say is, like, don't think of anything as treatment based. It is not working. You suppress symptoms temporarily, and then you still have to fix it. I mean, in the meantime, you haven't fixed anything. You may not have the symptom as you had them before because they are suppressed, but you still have the same acidity in your body, and you still need to take care of it. And there are people that I've been told I'm perfectly healthy, but I have this and this and this. It's like, no, you are acidic, that you're not healthy. If you are healthy, you don't have any aches and pains or feelings. It's like Dr. Morse said, you don't even feel your body if you're healthy. You don't feel it. You want to sit on the ground, you stand up easily. It doesn't matter if you're 10, 20, or 80. If you're healthy, you can do that without, and I'm not there yet. I am not. I have a long way to go myself, so I can feel for everybody who has to go through the same struggles. It is not easy.
Yep.
And with the C19 and the fear, know that fear is acidic. And it makes it worse for you. And the more that you feel that you can get it, I always say your body is listening. If you're afraid of something, it's like you're attracting it to it. Your mind is like, oh my God, he has it and she has it, and I shouldn't get this. We all know we don't want to get whatever they are pretty much forcing upon us, and that we shouldn't get it. And we have that power. And yes, you were right. We have to take that power back. It doesn't matter where it's from, if it's, doctors, governments, pharmaceuticals, medical industries. And I cannot call them anything else but industries, because that is what it is. They're money makers. And would I use them? I was happy that I could use them, and I broke a femur. But on the other hand, it would have healed without, if it would have healed nicely, that's not a question, but it would have healed. And our bones can heal, and cuts can heal. And so, yeah, we can heal. And patience, patience.
Yeah, we do. I'm glad you emphasize patience, because we do have to remember that, most of us are coming from a standard everything diet where we were just constantly detoxifying ourselves with all of these different things, and in that state of acidosis. And it takes time. It takes time to heal that. It takes time, depending on how long we were on that, how severe the things we're eating. It takes, usually takes years to rebalance and get back to that stasis, that ability to assimilate the fruit and to find that health. But it's an ongoing process. So just remember that as we go through this, as we all go through this together, patience is very important, but we just have to keep in mind that we know that this is the right path. This is what our bodies were intended to be consuming. And so we got to get back to it. And I was just reading through a little bit of, because you mentioned avocados, and I was reading through a little bit of Dr. Doug Graham's 80-10-10 book, which I'd highly recommend if anyone's looking to move over to this way of being, which, obviously we'd recommend doing that, because he goes over just how even within the raw vegan community, people still tend to gravitate towards this high fat diet, lots of avocados, lots of coconut, lots of nuts and seeds and all these different things. And fats are very taxing on the body. They're even in their raw state, even avocados, they're very taxing on the body. So his big thing is to make sure that your fats are less than 10% of your diet, of your calories. So he kind of breaks that down in a good way, but you might even want to take it a step further if you're detoxing, and that's why Dr. Morse recommends for those detox periods, for those initial months to years where we're really expelling toxins out of our body, getting those fats as low as humanly possible by eating primarily fruits only is going to be your best bet to make that healing come as smoothly and as quickly as possible. So yeah, I just wanted to stress that as well. But,
yeah, you were referring to the 80-10-10 diet, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
So
Dr. Morse talks about that too, and it's a good maintenance diet. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I'm not going to tell anybody, for the rest of your life, live on fruit. I mean, that's not as easy to do, depending on where you live in the world. Mm-hmm. But mostly that and absolutely low on the nuts, because I was all raw and not seeing the improvement that I was hoping to see. Because the first weeks after I stopped with meat, dairy, eggs, in cooked food and grains, it was like, oh my gosh, already a world of difference. But then it stopped, there, because I added nuts and seeds, a lot of nuts and seeds, and instead of bread. And I was not doing too well. And when I started leaving the fats and the proteins out of my diet, I was improving a lot. So it is really important. And now, after that, I have been eating so many, or for such a long time, fruits, and then I eat anything cooked or even millet bread or avocado, I feel tired and bloated and thirsty, and so your body is already rejecting it. Sometimes I hear people say, but when I eat a watermelon, my stomach hurts and I get bloated. Then don't eat a watermelon, eat something else. It's not like, oh, the watermelon is bad because it causes me problem. No, it's just that your body is so acidic, it cannot handle something so astringent as a watermelon. So, and your body reacts with pain, telling you, this is not good, try something else. And that is just how you have to see it. That's why I say, when you are detoxing or on mostly fruit and you have these weird pains and aches coming up, embrace them. It's going to happen anyway. You can't stop it. Just listen to it, see what you ate, see what it can cause, what it's caused by. And maybe you even had something coming back from way in the past. I just heard somebody saying that something she had as a childhood and as a child came back with a vengeance. And my gosh, I was thinking about my ear infections. I was like, please no. That is very, very painful. And I had that from 6 months old until I was 12, 13 years, twice a year.
Wow. That
was pretty horrendous. Not knowing back then what it meant, but so I was pretty much already born with an acidic body. Mm-hmm. I still made it this far now, but I have been what they considered always healthy eating. And, now we know it wasn't that healthy at all. but thinking it was healthy. So every time I hear somebody say, yeah, but I eat so healthy, it's like, okay, but what do you eat? And it's often the foods, the oils, the apple cider vinegar, the kombuchas, and other fermented food, the grains, the cooked foods. It's like, well, try to leave some of that out. And that brings me to a question from Kaylin. She said, I'd love if you talk about a bit about the food combining rule of not mixing cooked with uncooked food. When I mix steamed butternut squash into a salad with sun-dried tomato, it is heavenly. Perhaps that wouldn't be cooked enough to cause upset. Well, I'm not sure what you, if it is causing you an upset stomach, then isn't your body already telling you not to do this? I don't know about a food combining rule of not mixing cooked and uncooked food. I see any cooked food as dead food. I haven't even thought about it, not mixing the two together. But if it may taste heavenly, but if it's giving you an upset stomach, then your body says wrong combination. So try something else.
Yeah, no, and for anyone looking for a good reference on Arnold Ehret's mucusless diet list, Tony's put together a beautiful combination of taking Dr. Morse's teachings and combining it with Arnold Ehret's list. And that's in the show notes under helpful resources. But this list is great to reference for people to kind of establish what foods are good and not good. And as far as cooked anything, it's not going to be as ideal as raw for the most part. But things like butternut squash, which probably shouldn't be eating it in general, but those are, at least according to Arnold Ehret, are slightly better to steam as opposed to eating raw. It's a little bit easier on the digestive system. So if you are going to eat things like that, it is better to steam them slightly. So I think other cruciferous vegetables and sweet potatoes and things of that nature, they're very difficult to digest raw. But if you steam them slightly, it does help to digest them a little bit better. And I know also in Arnold Ehret's book, The Mucusless Diet, or whatever, I think that's the name of the book, but he goes into that if you are going to eat cooked foods like that having it with a green salad is helpful for having those greens to push it through. So I think that what she talked about is a fairly good combination if you are going to eat that. But just as Toni said, listen to your body. If it's telling you something doesn't feel good, then it doesn't. And that's why it's so important to clean ourselves up first, because then we can truly feel what things do to us. You go on a long fruit cleanse where you spend a month or two just on fruit, and then you come back and you try and introduce other foods. You're going to know exactly what it does to your body. You're going to know exactly how it makes you feel, and you're going to know to avoid certain things. So if we can spend that time cleaning ourselves up, then we can really be the experts and know exactly, and there's no guesswork involved.
Yeah, I wonder if, Kaylin, if it could be the sun-dried tomatoes, because my stomach doesn't like those. They can be very intense. And I found them very salty, although I have sun-dried tomatoes and I know they're not salted, but it's definitely, I didn't even know how much is in there, but it definitely comes out in taste. So it could be the sun-dried tomatoes too. So you have to experiment with your recipe. Mm-hmm. And see if there's in your salad, if there are no oils in it, because that could be a problem. Sometimes it's the little things, the really little things that you have to leave out. I notice way more things now that I always could eat easily, and now it's like, nope. Yeah. The only thing that doesn't give me a problem is what is it? Apple juice, orange juice, lemon water, and watermelon. Watermelon juice. Yeah, anything else, it's like, no, I rather not. So what are you drinking?
This is grape juice with some lime.
Oh
Fresh
yeah,
press.
you like it really tart. I like it more
Yeah, I
with a
do like
little
a
bit
tart.
more oranges in it.
Yeah, I do like the tart. I love the cleansing effects of the citrus, and so combining that with the grapes is
Yeah,
great.
it's always how I start my morning. Make a whole liter.
Yeah.
Another question from Toni. Um, For the past 2 months, I've been taking Dr. Morse's herbal tonics and mostly fruit raw. I've done several shorter fruit juice fast and one longer one. I'm finally able to use the kits because they came back in stock. Okay, yeah, Dr. Morse was out of a lot of the herbal formulas. Now I have several lumps in my armpit and I can feel a line running from one to the other. Should I be concerned or just continue? Also, will just using herbs yoga help to recover my thyroid? How long does it usually take? I've been on thyroid meds for 12 years. I feel like I may never feel better. Oh, and I do see kidney filtration when I drink lemon water, and I do castor oil packs 2 times a week on my kidneys. Well, you are well on your way to recover yourself. The mostly fruit and raw, maybe you can look into take it the next step and go all raw. The juice fast is absolutely, great, or feast. Try a few days of lemon water. I'm not that concerned about having lumps, but I don't know what herbal tonics you are taking. And there are formulas that if your kidneys are not filtering adequately, and you would use a lymph formula, then this can happen. It happened to me too. And for me, it didn't even happen with the formulas. It happened with the bouncer, because my kidneys were not filtering. I was using a bouncer and I got these bumps. And yeah, you probably will feel your lymph wanting to move, but I would need to know more, and I would need to know exactly what are the formulas that you are using, because there is an what is it called? Not blood circulation. And yeah, the more things start circulating in your body, you start feeling it. And it's actually quite interesting. As for the thyroid, I'm not a doctor, so I cannot give you medical advice. I can only tell you what experience is. In my teens, I was diagnosed with a thyroid problem, hypothyroidism. And I had later on in years, I had a goiter. And then I had a big, 3 by 5 centimeters. They call that a multinodular cyst on my right thyroid, and it was very, very visible, and it hurt, and I often lost my voice. I have never been on medication because I think I'm just too stubborn. I didn't want them. I didn't take them. I did when I was in my teens though, because it was for me to lose weight, and I did lose 50 pounds over the years, and especially now in the years that I'm mostly raw and on mostly fruit, it just disappeared. So can your body heal from thyroid issues? I would think so. It's I don't know if you still have a thyroid, because if you say you recovered the thyroid, it could be that it was taken out. And it is known that even if there is only a little bit of tissue from a gland still there, it can still regrow back. Now, don't ask me for proof of that. I have none. I only heard what people have been saying. But if you want to talk with me, Toni, then I'm available, and we can go over what you're using and maybe find things that that will help you. And the thing is with kidney filtration, you should see filtration actually with anything that you take. The only thing is, if you are eating proteins, even if it's plant protein, say that you had a protein smoothie, and now all of a sudden is you have a lot of filtration in your urine, and then it's like, yeah, that is the proteins that are coming out. Is that the good filtration? No, you want to see filtration on when you are on all fruit and leave all the proteins and the fats out for a while. But like what we said before, it's a journey. It's not going fast. And for me, I feel that it's like sometimes it's 3 steps forward and then I go 2 steps back. And I'm not going to worry about it. I know I am doing everything that I can do for the healing process and for the changes. And that 1 step forward that is left is still 1 step forward. And I would worry if it's 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, because yeah, then I'm starting to worry if I'm doing, the right thing. But that hasn't happened. And but sometimes when you don't see any progress, it can be in those little things in your food. And if you're asking if just using and the herbs, yeah, with the right herbs and light exercises, because healing takes a lot of energy. It all takes a lot of energy. So then light yoga, yeah, I think yoga is usually pretty light. So yeah, that would be a good thing. And I can send you an email and we go over the health questionnaire, and we'll go to the next step and see what we can do. And I'll help you.
Yeah, and just one thing that I'd add is, so much of it is about your perspective too. So in your question, you said, I feel like I may never feel better. So when we say these kind of things, and this is for anyone listening, if we declare that our health is going to be poor, it's going to stay that way. It's all about setting that intention and saying, you know what, I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to heal. And really getting clear on that, that's going to help accelerate and push you over that hump, because it's so much of our body is controlled by our mental state. Arguably, yeah, that's the most important thing. Yes, what we consume is really important, but your attitude towards it is vital to make sure you're correct. So keep faith and know that this is the right path and you will find health, but make sure your perspective is aligned with that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're saying that, I'm going to get healthy. No, I am healing.
Yes.
It's like you are already doing it. You are healing. And it's what I said, your body listens. These are really important things. I've had these, I call them those dark voices, getting up in the morning, and I came out of, being pretty much bedridden, wheelchair, could barely do anything. And then I got up and it's like, oh my God, this is even worse than it was yesterday. Wrong. And I had to change that. I really consciously had to change that. And it was like, no, go away. This is not me talking. And you have to replace the negative voices inside you with a positive. There can only be one thought, and it's either negative or positive. You choose. If you let the negativity overtake your well-being, it's like the left brain. The left brain thing, it's like, no, don't let it happen. Make those choices, like catch them before it goes too far, and be positive and accept. Oh, what happens? Huh.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. I just had a
Okay.
little internet outage. So where were we?
We just go out. We were at the dark voices in our minds.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
our doubt, and how it can keep us locked in a state of anything really, a state of fear, poor health. It's all about the intention and where our mindset is. But I think that kind of covered it for that question. Did you have another one?
Yeah, I do have another one. It's from Jade. Often I buy juices in organic shops. They are in a glass bottle and 100% fruit juices, but they are not fresh pressed, of course. Are they still great to use? Then they are pasteurized. Now, what I learned, so pasteurized juices, they don't help you any. They don't give you the, it's like with anything cooked or heated, it's like that food. The only thing is what I learned is the organic Concord grape juice. Those Concord grapes are so strong and pulling that even the pasteurized one still have a positive effect on your body. So if you want to get a juice, then that would be actually the only one. I forgot the brand, but I see it here all over the United States. It's an organic Concord grape juice. And it, of course, it doesn't have any additives, no sugar, no apple no sweetener or whatever. It's just the Concord grapes. I don't feel that it's really replacing the fresh fruits. If you are looking for a way to have fruit and take it with you, you know, to when you go to work. I mean, my husband is away 5 days a week, and he is on mostly fruit with a few salads, and I prepare everything for him. And he also has smoothies with him. And but we can easily make the evening before or the day that you have to leave and make a few bottles of you have apple juice or and add a little lemon and oh, now I forgot the name of that. Ginger, lemon, a little bit ginger, and or make a big a liter bottle with orange juice, or like what Justin does with grapefruit and lemon water, so you don't have to buy the buy in an organic shop. So for your health, get fresh or only the Concord grape juices that are organic.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're, you know, if say you're choosing between a soda and a pasteurized juice, you know, the pasteurized juice is obviously going to be a better choice. But as Toni said, for optimal health, especially if you're cleansing, you want to make sure it's a live juice. I mean, it's fresh pressed.
Yeah, Justin, we don't talk about sodas. Nobody listening here would ever even consider drinking a soda, right?
I hope not. I hope not. I'll kill you quick, but you know, we've all been there.
Oh, I don't even want to think of it. I never liked it, so that was a good thing.
Wow, that's fortunate for you.
The only thing I was always drinking was apple juice. It was always told, you know, fun. I didn't drink alcohol. So I was no fun, but I liked apple juice. And that was bottled, you know, I'm talking about way back. The next question comes from CG. I have a question around detoxing, being fruitarian. Is it possible and healthy to do so along going to the gym? I feel a natural inclination to do so, and I have tried, but people notice I have lost weight in their eyes. So it's putting me off going to the gym. I enjoy the new feeling of being physically stronger as I am natural, quite petite and slim. Advice on best way to detox, be strong and healthy. I'm a vegan for 5 years and vegetarian for 20 years prior, being cutting down on cooked food a lot this year. See in Ireland. Well, see, you are well on your way to getting healthier. And yeah, that losing weight, it happens. Can you go to the gym if you feel good with it and you don't feel like you need that energy for healing or detoxing? Maybe do you need detoxing? Do you have symptoms that you want to fix? You have been healthy or eating healthier for a long time, depending on what you ate. And you still ate cooked food, but even cutting that down, you're getting well on your way. The best way to detox is slow. That is, I'm never one who advises like go from any diets or lifestyle way of eating into a fruit or a water fast, because your body won't be happy. It has to get used to it. Mm-hmm. So you're doing the right thing. See, you're already, you're cutting down on cooked food. So cut down a little bit more, but make sure that you eat enough. I think when you lose weight, because there are a lot of people that complain about getting so thin, if your body is not absorbing the nutrition, then yeah, you can lose weight. And that means that you have to address your GI tract and get that healthier and get the, what is that called? I'm drawing a blank here. Mucoid plaque out, mm-hmm. so that your GI tract can actually absorb the nutrition again. And so it's just a journey where you start leaving foods out and you start cleaning out your GI tract and go slow. And I have oh my God, when I talk with people, I have these well, what do we call them? Discovery sessions, whatever you want to call them. After I have a health questionnaire, and then I make an herbal formula, I make an advice for the herbal protocols that are helpful. But it is part of a 22-page document in PDF, and it has all the steps to go through. What is important, what do you need, the mucusless diet, what can you eat. I have to say something about people notice I have lost weight in their eyes. Whatever anybody else tells you is what would not be good. It's to say it blunt, it's none of their business. They can be worried about you, but if you feel good, then you know that you're in the right thing. And if you feel good going to the gym, I would take it easy. I would not go on, because I don't think those gyms is really actually natural. I mean, yeah, we were meant to do physical work, which is normal, but we overdo it often in the gym. And for what? And I've done it myself. I've been, I was in my late 20s, but I was doing the bodybuilding thing for women. And I kind of liked it, because, I did feel that my legs and my arms, they were getting stronger. The muscles were getting stronger, but I didn't keep it up. And now I see that people are overdoing it. So if you would like to talk to me about it, or you would like to have more information, I can get you that. I am in the process of building a platform which is completely health related, where people can also interact with each other, and where I'm going to put all the information I have on that. But, it is a slow process, and I'm still working on another platform, like for Charlie. And once we get that done, I'm going to work on the health part. But I think in life we need to have enjoy what we're doing and not being afraid about what others are gonna say. You know, it's you know that the weird thing is that people have no problem selling something. Oh, you got skinny. They don't tell you, oh, like, oh my gosh, you got fat, but they can tell you that you got skinny. Isn't that something? It's I found that actually an interesting thing. It's like, yeah, they can say that to people, but they wouldn't, you know, they're nice enough to not say that, my gosh, you look fat. But yeah, you look skinny. Do
Yeah,
whatever, yeah, do whatever that feels good for you, and go slow, go healthier. If you know, if you have the mucusless food list, and if you keep up with that, I'm sure you will do great. You're well on your way.
yeah, yeah. Just to echo that, if we're worried about what other people think about us, we are a slave to our external reality. Just to put it bluntly. So let go of what anyone else says about you. If you know what you're doing is the right thing, if you feel good in your body, then that is the right thing. And so same thing with exercising. If you feel good doing it, then yeah, you have at it, but don't overdo it. Don't stress yourself out about it, and don't worry about what other people think. It is very, very possible to maintain a physique on a fruit diet. You just kind of have to consume a bit more, and you might have to go through a period, like Toni said, where we're having to clean out our digestive tract so that we can actually absorb all of the nutrients from these new raw foods that our body is not used to, and that takes time. Going back to what we said at the beginning of patience, this could be a years long process to really get back to that space where we can assimilate those things easily. But every step of the way, just listen to your body and take it step by step. Don't try and do things too quickly. But if you feel good in the gym, then have at it. Yeah, don't worry about what other people think.
The problem often is that, say you are in the gym and you do whatever you have been doing, and all of a sudden you feel you're dizzy. Then does that mean that your diet is the cause, or is the exercise you've been doing the cause? And I feel it's not the diet, but it is your body telling you you're doing too much. And so you have to listen to that part. Now, there is a gentleman who is in one of the groups I'm an admin in, and he was on I think he made it over 400 days on juice only. But every day he was exercising, and he was doing it outside, and he was doing pull-ups. And then he did the regular pull-ups, and then he put weights like a water bottle, and he made the water bottles heavier and heavier. He has been doing that from day one until, I don't know. I don't even know if he stopped with his fruit juices now. And even he had sent a video to Dr. Morse. His body looks absolutely great. He went through the skinny period, but it's a time of healing. But he is one of the very few that kept up with his exercise, although that I know of, that is in our group. But there are actually bodybuilders who are fruitarians. There are other sports people, runners. You can find them on the internet. I mean, they're on YouTube. They talk openly about it, and they are fruitarians, and they keep up. And I think when your body is alkaline and you healed the symptoms that you have, you can do all that. But give the healing the time. Give your body the time to heal. I mean, we've all unknowingly abused it pretty bad, and so now it's time for healing.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because when we are reconstructing our body to get into this space of health, it seems to be that most everyone goes through a period of breakdown. We do experience basically a physical death where we lose weight and we come back to that basically our body wants to rebuild its entire self on this new foundation that's centered around health. But in order to do so, it has to break away the old. So we've got all these toxic layers that have to be removed. So yeah, it seems to be always paired with a period of weight loss, and you just kind of have to stick with it and trust that this is the right way to go. And then on the other side, you get back to that balance, and you can go back to sort of a balanced weight. But again, just being patient with the whole process is important.
Yeah, yeah, I always say that. I like that word, journey. To me, it's a special word, maybe because English is not my native language, but I have something with the word journey, so I use it often. But I think it is a beautiful journey, and you know why you're doing it. And the thing is, it's when you eat all fruit, you start feeling different, and the down feeling is going away. That it only happens when you're, all raw and mostly fruit. Then don't eat any cooked, because then you get that down feeling back. But the high frequency in fruits, even the fruits, what a lot of people said, yeah, but it's not what it was. Well, it is as good as it gets, and we still have access to it. So that's what we have to use. And still with that, I could feel it so much, the change and the happier feeling, and the understanding what our body was doing and how it was working. I think it is amazing.
It really is. It really is
I
incredible.
don't have any more questions. Did you have any, Darren?
Let's see. Dansa Wave says, what about eating raw bay leaves? Bay leaves, at least I've always seen them as quite indigestible. I know when people use bay leaves in soups and things, that you don't actually eat the bay leaves. So I don't know if you'd ever want to eat raw bay leaves, but I can't say I've ever had raw bay leaves to know what they're like. So don't know too much about that one.
No, because even if you have them in soup and you cook them, they're still hard. And yeah, you could probably blend them up, but I don't think they're meant to be eaten, because what we want to eat is the soft leafy greens, and you can digest those, but no bay leaves.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd go with that too. It's a pretty a pretty good example of what digests well is like if you just leave it out somewhere, and if it's not breaking down easily just at room temperature, it's not going to break down easily in our body either. So soft leafy greens, yeah, they'll last a little bit longer than fruit on the counter, but eventually they'll get wilty and they'll start to deteriorate, which is a good sign that they digest easily. Bay leaves, I feel like they would just get dry and still be there. Fair man in America, how long can a fruitarian live? I am of the opinion that if we truly get back to our God-given way of being, I think death becomes completely optional. I think we get to stay here in this space, in this body, as long as we want, but we have a lot of work to do to get back to that state. And I think that's even looking past eating fruit, but getting, we discussed on the show the other night, Charlie talked about how he sees that Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, they were breatharians. They didn't even eat food. And that's when you're fully engaged and you're in that space where you can absorb the prana from the ether around us, and then you don't need to have food at all. And then that's when I believe that you get into that space where you can live as long as you like. And that's the whole point of this experience, is to experience the physical and be the bodhisattva, stay to complete what we're here to do, to create abundantly, to enjoy ourselves in right action, without the sort of tricky limitations of death and that cycle, that samsara, that we have to go through. But just in general, Charlie said that, you know, this body was designed for a minimum of 1,000 years. But again, we have a lot of work to do to get to that space where we can live that long. So I'm committed to, you know, I'm committed to life. So I'm going to keep doing what I can to keep walking down this path and not get too tied to how long I'm going to live, but just to live fully and embrace each and every moment. Yeah. So did you have anything to add to that one, Toni?
No, you said it all.
Beautiful. I don't have any other questions, and we're about at time, so we can go ahead and end up today. Well, I'll do a quick, while we've got everybody, we'll do a quick promo of the website that Toni's working on. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. So if anyone hasn't seen this, this site that Toni's been working on, this is kind of like the introduction page to the larger website for FreakSense TV, or FreakSense. And so yeah, this is a great one. I think the link is in the show notes for anyone who's interested, but it's freaksensentv.news. And it's just a great space to get into all that is FreakSense. We've got a timer on here that says how long it's going to take to get the website up and running, just about. So hopefully it'll be good in a month. And then it just goes through and shows different introductions on who Charlie is and what FreakSense is all about, and gives some good video links to show articles. I'm not going to pull up all of them because my internet's pretty slow here, so it takes a minute. It gives a link to our store. So yeah, this was the live we did just the other day with the bonus earthquake at the end of it. And we got articles and the store. So this is, Toni has selflessly given her time, effort, and finances into building this website. So the store is specifically to help get the website up and running and to help offset some of the costs that she's accrued. So if anyone wants to, and there's a whole store that's got a whole bunch of different gear with different pictures on them, and we'll be adding some more as we go along. But if anyone wants a cool t-shirt, all the proceeds go to help getting this website up and running, and to show some appreciation for Toni for all that she's done with that. So very much appreciate any help with that. And then yeah, it gives a little background on the animal rescue, shows some pictures here, a bunch of really adorable pictures. Takes a while to load, but yeah, you can see
I
it.
got now, I have a little video up.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, underneath the text, there is a video.
Great. Yeah, so you can scroll down and see the video. Is it long? Yeah, won't play it all here, but you can go check that out. And yeah, just a description there. And so thanks, Toni, for getting all that set up, and love for any support with that. But yeah, we're excited to get this website up and running, because that'll be a space where we can all connect freely and share information and not be worried about being banned and censored and whatever else. So really excited to get that up and running. But so just a little plug on that one. And yeah, we are at time today. So Toni, did you have any closing words for us?
Well, I just want to thank everybody for being here again. I'm very grateful for that. I love talking to people and getting them on their way, figuring out, you know, what a problem is, sometimes pinpointing the little things. And it's, I enjoy it, and I hope everybody else can enjoy what we have to share. And I would say till the next time, and keep doing what you're doing, because you know you're on the right way. When you're here, then you're here to figure things out and to learn, and that is a huge step in big changes. So I'm happy about that. So love everybody. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, beautifully said. Yeah, thank you all for being here, and don't hesitate to reach out if you need some extra support. We've got us two, and then just a beautiful, beautiful community of people who are aligned on this path. So don't feel like you have to go at it alone, and we'll all keep casting our net to the right, keep doing the work together. So yeah, love you all, and we will talk to you next time. Bye for now.